Hypnosis is actually an ancient technique. It's not something new. People have been using the science of hypnosis for thousands of years. It's nothing new at all. It all goes back to Egypt. Ancient times, we call it ancient Kemet. And in ancient Kemet, there was a gentleman or a man named Imhotep. Imhotep was what we call a scribe or an assistant to the pharaoh at the time, which was Zoser. Imhotep was actually more famous than King Zoser because Imhotep is what we known as the father of medicine. Imhotep was the first person to perform surgery. Imhotep was also the person who performs a lot of medical practices that we use today. So Imhotep, a lot of scholars would agree, is the father of medicine. He was an astronomer, he was also a priest, and he was an architect along with King Zoser, noted as being the builders of the step pyramid. So in ancient times, the way they used hypnosis was Imhotep would have what we call sleep temples. And later on, since the Egyptians taught the Greeks also had sleep temples where mentally ill or people that had physical illnesses would come and for assistance. It was almost like a hypnosis hospital where people would come, and if they didn't put the subject or the patient in a dreamlike state, they would use what we call a medium. A medium would actually go into the dreamlike state for the person that was ill and basically communicate with different energies that they call deities and figure out what was the illness of the person and what herbs to prescribe to the person to help them. Also, there was a lot of different ways that hypnosis was used, whether it would be chanting during meditation, whether it be beating of the drum, or even eye fixation on certain symbols that was used in the sleep temple. So sleep temples actually go back, like I said, all the way to ancient Egypt in ancient times Kemet, and then transferred over to the Greeks because the Egyptians were the civilizers of the Greeks, and they taught them a lot of the information, mathematics and science and different forms of medicine in order to civilize them and build their civilization. So Imhotep is actually a very known figure, and what most people don't know, he is the founder of modern day hypnosis. Now, most of the time they would say that hypnosis is actually, in Western standards, is made by Frank Mesmer. Frank Mesmer is where you get the term mesmerized. Frank Mesmer in Western society was using animal magnetisms and magnets, which is a whole nother story I might get into later. But the founder and true history of hypnosis goes all the way back to Kemet, what we call Egypt, with a man named Imhotep, who was actually the father of medicine, the father of surgery, and the father of so many different arts and sciences, of how many things that Imhotep is attributed to. At HypnoWorks, we practice the ancient form of hypnosis, not just from a Western standpoint, but actually from the origins of where hypnosis come from. In HypnoWorks, we help people reach higher levels of consciousness by using those ancient techniques that put you in that deep relaxation state and help you reach your goals by using what we call suggestion therapy. So I just wanted to drop that little science on you to show you that hypnosis is actually not a new phenomenon. It's something very old and ancient that's been used for thousands of years to help people. Peace.